What's up, gang? I want to talk about like how I choose to believe in God today. Like scientifically, there is only one conclusion because everything follows a system and everything is governed by laws. And who made these laws? There has to be a creator somewhere, right? And even if it was not scientifically related or anything, like I would still choose to believe in God. Right now, like if we say, how much do you believe in God? I believe that God exists, and I chose to worship Him, and I chose to follow Him, and this is based on my ideals. It's not like I just blindly worship it or anything, right? Because you know, in the Bible, there are many ways on how God's wrath was shown, and no, that's well and all, Like, no, anyways, I digress. The point I'm trying to get is, I have my own ideas, when it comes to my God, yeah? Like, I know this might not be correct and I might be in the wrong path, and that's why I pray every day, for God to help me become His people, I would say, or to go on the right track in life or in religious path, Like, what I believe is, regardless of your religion, it doesn't really matter what kind of religion you follow or what kind of God you pray to. I think if you are a good person, you would always have a chance to be in heaven. Like, if you think about it, it's not really that fair, We could have terrible people who are Christians and good people who are non-Christians. Both of them will go to hell, of course, because, like, being Christian doesn't save you alone, Faith alone does not save you. Because in the Bible, it is said that even the Pharisees or the fake prophets, right? They have a lot of faith. Yeah, they are Christian for sure, but it doesn't really save them. That's what it says. So, does that bother me? Not really, but what bothers me is the fact that there are really good people, Really, really good and kind people who are not Christians. And so, for them to just go to hell and suffer in eternity because they chose the wrong path, religion in life, I don't think that's fair. And, like, for people who follow other religions, for them to not want to change to Christian, I understand that, because if someone were to come to me and say, hey, my brother, this religion is the only correct one, come follow us. I know that they are doing it out of their goodwill, they want to save us in their own belief. And like, if they were to do that, I would not budge, because I follow my own religion, and in my religion it is said that this is the correct religion. And for each religion, they also say that their own religion is the correct one, right? So at the end of the day, don't really have like a definite proof of which religion is true, So it's better to judge based on their soul. That's why, First Samuel 16:7 is my favorite Bible verse. It's essentially about God not judging people based on their face, their appearance, or any of that, but based on their soul. So I truly believe, or hope that when we die, when we are at the judgment day, we will be judged based on our soul and not our religion, so that everyone could get a chance. That's what I choose to believe. And if I'm wrong, I'm probably going to suffer in hell, and I don't want that. But I hope I'm right. Speaking of, going back to why I believe in God, it's because like, when you are tired and drained of the lives and all of your problems, and you are worried about the future, you can depend on your friends, right, or your families. If you don't got any of that to depend on, then the only thing you can depend on really is God or yourself. And sometimes just yourself alone does not cut it, and that is when you have to pray. When you pray, even though it might not physically help you, it helps ease your mind a bit. It gives you the hope that I have prayed, and so maybe God will help me. It gives you that feeling. And even if God doesn't help you, it is always nice to believe that someone up there, someone out there, is listening to your problems and is helping you. Yeah, pretty much. It's a nice feeling, and that's why I would rather choose to believe in God, if anything. Then of course that doesn't mean that I would follow many gods. No, no, no. I believe in one God and that's about it. Anyways, I just took a shit and the electricity is still out and I don't really know what to do with my life these days. My relationship with my parents, I don't think it's that bad. I think they do love me and shit, but it's kind of suffocating. Like, they would always, it's out of love, but they would always, no, how would I call it? They would always rush me, or not really. But yeah, they really are not going easy with their words and shit. Well, at the end of the day, it's better to have it than not have it, I guess. But sometimes I just wanna relax a bit. Well, I guess the fault also lies with me because I have been feeling very slothful these past days and I have not been able to really lock in my life. Well, I guess I can only wait for shit to work out, I guess, but I'm not hopeful. That's why I have to pray. Praying is the only thing that could help me right now. Man, this is kind of, sometimes I wish that, we could all go to heaven immediately. I have a couple of friends who do not believe in God, yeah. And some do, and they are not in their best state of mind. I do pray for them, I really wish that they would be able to get into heaven. I wish that they would be able to lead a good life, truly do. I wonder if they think of me, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, guys, I don't really got much to say, to be honest. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you. Good luck in your life, and I wish you the best. I'll pray for you all.